Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're just going to be rambling about the Spy Family anime. To be completely honest with you, I didn't really know how to write a script for this anime. I couldn't really think of any ideas. So instead I'm just going to try to freestyle this and it just kind of speak my mind on the anime. So this video might be garbage, I'm not going to lie to you, it might be. But anyways, let's just hop right into it. I guess the first thing I'd like to talk about is like the whole setup of the anime, and I felt that the setup was incredibly unique. Like, you have the father or whatever, and he's a spy, and I guess in this world there's spies in two countries that are on the brink of war or whatever, so everybody has spies and stuff. And you also have the mother, Yor, I think that's what her name was, and she's an assassin, but I guess not a spy, just an assassin. And then also you have Anya, and Anya is like a telepath. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think so. She can read people's minds, which is kind of dope. And they all end up living together in this like weird arrangement. Like, Loid is a spy and his whole mission's to infiltrate this fancy school and get close to one of the parents or whatever. I don't know if he's like the dean or something, but it's something like that. So he had to make a family, so he adopted Anya, and then he went to Yor and he was like, let's get married, fam. They did, and they're all living together in this whole make-believe family or whatever. And it's just an incredibly unique setup that I don't think I've ever seen before in anime, and I gotta give them all the props in the world for that, because you can't hate on a unique setup. I personally love it, but there is one thing that I wanted to see and it didn't happen in the anime. I wanted their like secret lives to be revealed eventually, and I don't know if that's going to happen whenever they make another season or if it's happened in the manga. I haven't read the manga, but like, I want everybody to come clean, you know, Loid, hey, I'm a spy, and then Yor's like, hey, I'm an assassin, and Anya's like, hey, man, I can read your mind this entire time. I would like to see that, because I think that'd be really funny, and they'd probably all end up, like, working together in some way, and if it happened in the manga, that'd be pretty cool. And maybe it did, I have, like, no idea, but it would be really nice to see, because I feel like that would further the plot a little bit, because near the end of Spy Family, I kind of felt like it dragged just a smidge. It's a really good anime, but I feel like it kind of dragged a little bit, and I was like, there needs to be something new here to freshen things up a little bit. And I feel like that big reveal of everybody coming clean, I feel like that would be the thing to spice things up to where it wouldn't get boring or stale or like the same thing episode after episode. I also want to talk about basically the poster child of Spy Family, and that's Anya, because I guess everyone loves Anya, and honestly, you can't look up Spy Family on the internet without seeing Anya's face plastered everywhere on YouTube thumbnails and everything else. I thought Anya was a dope character, I'm not gonna lie. She was incredibly funny, and I definitely feel like she was just a great character to watch. I feel like they kind of nailed like how a child might react in that situation, maybe. You know, she can read people's minds, so when like Loid would lie, she would think to herself, man, Dad's a dirty liar. Like, that's funny. That's incredibly funny. And I think at one point she thought she saved the world or whatever, and she kind of did, to be honest. She like something to do with like bombs or something, so she did technically kind of save the world, and she was like kind of pissed off that she didn't get the recognition for saving the world. There was also some like rather weird things I noticed while watching the anime. I'm talking about like how like their neighbors were like, oh man, I don't ever see Loid and his family hanging out. He must be a dirty cheater or something like that. I feel like some of these like characters jump to like wild conclusions, like something that like wouldn't happen in reality. And I know it's an anime and it's to push the plot a little bit further, but I think it kind of threw me off a little bit, because they're like, oh my god, Loid isn't hanging out with his family, he's working a lot, that man's a cheater, he has himself another wife, or he's a spy, something like that. It's really there just to purely push the plot a little bit further, and they can make an episode out of it, like how he took Anya and Yor to like SeaWorld or whatever it was, just to push it a little bit further. But I find that kind of weird how that happens often in the anime. It's like, this character isn't doing this, they must be a spy. And it's like, I don't know. Because maybe in this world, everybody's kind of critical or they don't trust anyone, because in this world there is spies in two countries that are kind of waging war or a information war or whatever. But it's something that definitely threw me off, because I was like, that just doesn't make sense. I don't think I've ever looked that far into someone else's personal life. I'm not like, man, my neighbor isn't hanging out with his family enough. There's something dirty going on there. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. And that's honestly like the only negative stuff I can really say about Spy Family, is how it kind of dragged a little bit, and how it was a little weird how people were like, must be a spy or must be cheating. Because in all honesty, Spy Family was a really great anime, and I can see why it became so incredibly popular. And I know I'm so fucking late to watch it. Like always, I'm really late to watching some of these very popular anime, but yeah, I can definitely see it, and I'm kind of glad I watched it, because it was definitely a solid watch, and it was well worth the watch, and I felt it was extremely unique. I know I keep saying it, but it really was. And I like when anime kind of takes that turn to a more unique style of things, because good God, there's a lot of anime out there that's just so boring, man, and it's so hard to watch. And I guess that's why certain anime like Spy Family end up blowing up and becoming incredibly popular, because they do put out something really great and really unique. So I have to give them all the props in the world for that, because it was an entertaining watch. Yes, it did drag just a smidge every now and again, but I really can't complain about it too much, because it was a solid watch and it had so many great aspects to it. It was kind of like a slice of life, but action. There's some intensity, a little bit of romance maybe between Yor and Loid, maybe just a smidge. You also had like a bunch of wholesome moments between like Loid and Anya, or Anya and Yor, or Loid and Yor. It's just a lot of wholesomeness sprinkled in there, and it's kind of like heartwarming, and you're like, yeah, that's really nice. Because we did get to see Loid and Anya kind of form a parent-child relationship. Even though Loid adopted Anya for the mission, they still are kind of like forming this relationship, and it's great to see. It's honestly wholesome, because he's like, man, I gotta get rid of this child after the mission's done. But now he's kind of having second thoughts, and he's like, I might be a family man. And that's really like wholesome and cute. It's nice to see. I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry, I didn't write a script. My fault. This video might be terrible. I'm sorry. We'll start wrapping things up. All around, the anime is really great, and it's really good, and I highly suggest checking it out. I don't think it'll disappoint you. It is a solid watch. And yeah, I think that about wraps up my general thoughts on Spy Family. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on Spy Family down in the comments. Check the description for all my links. I'll also drop a synopsis for the anime down there as well. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.